What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. And guys, it's time we discuss I would say, one of the most disappointing results of the past couple of years. The Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Now, unlike certain people, some people make it sound like I had Kelly winning. I had Protasiewicz winning by a few points. I flat out said she's favored, but from every indication we got, this appears to be a much closer race than people expected. And everybody had like Protasiewicz +6. I had Protasiewicz by like 3 or 4. Whoop-de-frickin' do. Well, she won. Not by 4 or 5. Not by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. 11 frickin' points. What? Okay. As many of you probably don't know, I was here in Eternal Planet. You probably did see the Eternals that did get released. Whoever conducted that needs to be fired out of a cannon to Lake Michigan. And these consultants, almost so. Not a single person in Wisconsin GOP that pushed this bullshit that, yeah, Kelly's within striking distance and, he's doing a great campaign. They should never have a job again. They ruined what should have been a slam dunk election. Now, Kelly was always not the favorite in this race for a multitude of reasons, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But before we continue, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody, let's get into it. And let me be clear. Let me be 100% clear. Alright? I am disappointed, but I'm not, going to be tearing up or crying about this. It sucks. But it's time for lessons to be learned about the Republican Party. And I'm tired of just pretending this is all good and dandy. We have a frickin' problem within the GOP. And we got idiots still running the party to this day. Now, let me be 100% clear also. Jennifer Dora wouldn't have won. She would have lost by the same margin. Stop this crap that, Dora would have pulled it off. Yada, yada, yada. You're ludicrous. There's people saying that even today, that she would have done 10 points better. Where? Where would she have done 10 points better? Okay, she probably would have done a couple points better. Waukesha, Washington, Ozaki, maybe Milwaukee. Okay, that nets you what? 30,000 votes? Maybe? Maybe you net a couple, maybe 10 more thousand out of Dane. That's 40,000 there. What about the northern part of the state? The northern part of the state, if this was this bad for Kelly? Oh my gosh, can you imagine what would have happened with somebody like Doro? She would have did terrible up here. So she may have done maybe a point better statewide. Maybe. But that doesn't excuse this. Both of them would have ran the exact same campaign. How do I know this? Look at their campaigns in the primaries. They both focus on crime. And this is the frickin' problem. Messaging. Messaging, and turnout. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But messaging is the #1 problem with the GOP. And not this crappy, we gotta be to the left of Democrats on social issues messaging. That's bullshit being pushed by people that were never conservative. They're grifters. They have no clue what the hell they're talking about. And they want the party to turn more to the left. Not because it's, electable, but because I don't know why. But if you don't know, many people are blaming this on abortion. That's a good chunk of it. Fine. But people are making it sound like that Kelly openly ran on being a pro-life, we're going to ban abortion, at conception, conservative. What world are you living in? He did not mention abortion once during this campaign. And therein lies the problem. The Republican Party, anytime Democrats mention abortion, they just run away. Anytime a reporter asks, what's your stance on abortion? Something like that. They just run away like cowards. And guess what? No shit, the Democrats are going to control the narrative on it. Oh my God, abortion's so popular in America, yada, yada, yada. Okay, how can you judge that when one party just refuses to talk about it? I guarantee you, if Kelly ran just a couple ads talking about what pro-to-states really support on abortion, it wouldn't have changed everything, but it would have made this race a couple points closer. How pro-to-states supports late-term abortion, post-birth abortion, whatever. Republicans haven't ran on the issue of abortion in God knows how long. I'm not talking about one stump speech in the, middle rural Wyoming. I'm talking about an advertisement of, what an abortion really is. Can anybody describe a time Republicans did that? Okay, Doug Mastriano and Tudor Dixon. They did it in the worst possible fashion you could have done it in. How do you do it? Focus on what the Democrats really support. Post-birth abortion. That's what a lot of them are advocating for now. Unfettered, unrestricted abortion. Those that are autistic, they should be aborted up to birth because they're different. Focus on that, you morons. Not, we gotta ban abortion after 1 week. That's unpopular. Of course that's gonna be unpopular when you say that. But then when you get power, then pass these good bills. That's what Democrats do all the time. Look at Michigan. Just look at it. They barely have like a 2-seat majority in the state, both the state legislature. They are going to pass extreme gun-grabbing bills in both the states of Michigan and Minnesota. What else does that tell you? If Republicans even had a brain, focus on late-term abortion. Then, when you get power, pass more conservative bills. That's how you move the Overton window. And it makes Democrats shut up about the issue for 5 seconds. Want a good example? Look at Trump in 2016. That was perfect. The Trump 2016 debate versus Clinton on the issue of abortion was the perfect response. And what Republicans should always hammer. What abortion really is. Again, I recommend people go watch that clip. But he basically says, yeah, Hillary Clinton supports ripping the baby out of the womb, kicking and screaming right before it's to be born and then being aborted. He described what an abortion really is. And guess what? Clinton's campaign, they were talking a lot about it. I mean, people forget that. They suddenly shut up about it. Because I realized that's bad news. If Republicans were to do that today, they would make up so much ground. Ron Johnson did it last year. Lee Zeldin, he answered perfectly. They made a big issue about abortion. Guess what? He's like, it's not going to change under me. There's nothing that could change because the state legislature will be Democrat. That's all you have to do. Don't just ignore. Just say, look, for example, in a state like New York, the abortion bill, I may have my beliefs on it. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to change. What you're doing right now, you're going to keep doing. That's all you have to say in those states. In states like Wisconsin, just don't hammer the fact abortion, they want it in the late term. Post-birth. They want it based on, genes like, oh, this kid has autism. He should be aborted. Basically eugenics. That's all you got to do, and you would suddenly see these Democrats shut up about the issue about 10% less. Now, that's not what, in my opinion, really caused this. What did? The base. The new Republican base. Daniel Kelly ran a campaign as being a nonpartisan. Let's be real here. That was a disaster. And you want an example? Now, I understand. Let me be clear. I understand that partisan and nonpartisan elections, they can differ. But this is huge. So, there was a special election that happened in the state Senate yesterday. The Republican won by 1,300 votes. All right, he won by about, 2%. Daniel Kelly lost the same district by 10. He did 12 points better. And you know what he ran on? That 2020 had some very fishy stuff that we need to potentially impeach Protasewicz if she wins. So he ran as an open partisan. And guess what? He was in Ozaki, the part of the state that's trending heavy Democrat. And guess what? He won. He did around 14 points better than Kelly. And Kelly ran as a nonpartisan. You can't win. Look, if this was 10 years ago, fine. But now, Protasiewicz ran as an open partisan. She galvanized her base in a place like Dane County. 150,000 vote gap just in Dane. Milwaukee, 110,000 votes. These two counties alone make up a significant amount of her margin of victory, if not all of it. Kelly, he needed to run up in Waukesha, Washington, Ozaki. He ran as a nonpartisan. How did that go? How did that go? You know why these voters either didn't vote or maybe voted for Protasiewicz? Because Kelly just openly ignored the issues. He didn't talk about anything outside of crime. Yes, crime is an issue. In the inner city of Milwaukee, in Waukesha, yes, we had that Darnell Brooks loser that killed a bunch of people, but that was a couple of years ago. Green Bay? Like anybody, really, there's no crime issue in Green Bay. Neither in Oshkosh, even Eau Claire. So it's like, and plus it got counteracted by the fact Protasiewicz ran on the fact you protected sexual predators. So what should he have ran on then? Crime and, or not crime, guns and education. If he ran on these two things, number one, he should have hammered the fact Protasiewicz was anti-school choice. She was going to force your kid to go to a crappy government school. And that, these teachers, they would be the ones that, the government would actually, force you kids to learn this sexual identity nonsense. That's the first part. Guess what? Waukesha is a fairly suburban county. There's a lot of parents. Ozaki, similar deal. Washington, kind of. Even Milwaukee has a lot of voters that they care a lot about school choice. And nobody knows the fact what Protasiewicz is on education. Kelly never brought it up. This was the one issue that Democrats, they are terrified talking about. School vouchers, school choice, because it kills them with these voters. But Kelly never talked about it once. Look, it wouldn't have given him a victory, but it would have at least, gotten the gap a bit better in Waukesha, Washington, and especially Milwaukee. There's a lot of suburban voters in Milwaukee that they're fairly similar to those in Fairfax, Virginia. They vote, they voted for Youngkin because of education. And the second thing, guns. We were screaming about this. And I'm sick of these people in the Daniel Kelly campaign. They just ignored everybody. Everybody was saying and yelling, run on guns. You want to get the Driftless region even and northern Wisconsin boosted up? Guns alone would have made Grant Kelly, Crawford and Rich, and probably Kelly as well, Lafayette also. That single issue would have flipped many of these counties, Dunn, Pierce, etc. There's a lot of gun owners in Wisconsin, and even those, it's a very pro-gun state. And you never talk about what Protasiewicz wants on guns. She openly wants to ban guns. Look at her Twitter account. Look it up. You can find these very fun tweets in her Facebook posts about guns. Yeah, we should have ran on it. Nope. They never ran on it. Never said a word about guns. But those two things alone wouldn't have overcame this deficit. It would have made it a lot closer. And in my opinion, Kelly would have lost by, let's just say 4 or 5, like everybody's prediction was. But the big thing, the GOP is incompetent. They are beyond useless. They didn't spend freaking nothing on this state. The Democrats had all their national figures talking about Wisconsin. Donate to Janet Protasiewicz. Donate to Protasiewicz. Donate to Protasiewicz. They had bussed countless people from Chicago to not volunteer and stuff. Outside of Scott Presser and his people, who did any work on the ground? Yes, Kelly had a good ground game. But the GOP did nothing. They did nothing about it. They didn't spend a freaking dime. They claim they had 1.5 million people reached. Who? If you had 1.5 million people contacted, Kelly should have won this. Nope. That's bullshit. Total baloney. The national GOP should have put more effort into this state. This is an easy to win state for Republicans, and they keep blowing it. So now what? Well, because the national GOP's incompetence, refusing to adapt to messaging, refusing to push more early voting, all the Scott Walker reforms, you could probably kiss them goodbye. Stuff like the unions, that's probably gone. School choice, that's axed. Abortion, oh man. You ready for California-style abortion? Redistricting. You ready for 60 districts to go through Madison? Yep, I am. All because the GOP was asleep at the wheel. And this is for everybody. I despise what's happening to Trump when it comes to the indictment. However, this should have been the focus. Nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about the Wisconsin State Supreme Court race, which is way more important than Trump. Because let's be real here, that's for show. The guy is incompetent, or Alvin Bragg, I'm not saying Trump is. Alvin Bragg is incompetent. And he has no case. That was all for show. And now we lost Wisconsin State Supreme Court. We have a lot to fix. And this should be a message to all consultants. You just go away. You're killing us. And these candidates, we need to recruit better candidates. I supported Kelly because, in my opinion, he was the better option. He had a good record in the Supreme Court. And if you thought Kelly had some scandals, Dora had some significantly worse scandals. I don't want to get into it here because it's over. It's done. We lost. It's time to regroup, fix our messaging problem, fix our turnout problem, because quite frankly, we had a turnout problem. We absolutely did. Stop this crap of just saying, oh, it's okay, yada, yada, yada. No, it isn't. We are in deep trouble as a country and as a party. Because we can't even win Wisconsin against a leftist nut job who wants abortion post-birth, wants to ban guns, openly said she wants to get rid of the maps because they're unfair, and the national GOP doesn't care. There's a lot to be looked at. This was a failure on all fronts. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.